making history with us this morning with the high five? How many? Please raise your hand. Okay, please put your hands down. How many were not there? Raise your hand. I think you were virtually all there. You know, we're making a lot of history today. We started with a high five, and now we're at the first New Generations Conference of this Rotary year. I think, hopefully, you know that our theme in Rotary this year is Engage Rotary, Change Lives. Now, how are we going to change lives? That's a very good question. And why? Why are we here in Chennai, India, starting with the first New Generations Conference of the year? We're here because you do Rotaract extremely well. We're here because the cooperation between Rotaract and Rotary is very good. You see, I think you represent the changes that we need to see in Rotary. So, I ask you this question. Who is the change? Who? Can you say, we are the change? I want to hear it just one more time. Who? You are the change. You are definitely the change. I am here to learn from you. It is true that I told Director PT that I wanted to come here and learn from you. I said to him, I don't want to hear a bunch of old men like me talking to a bunch of old men like me. I want to hear a bunch of young, energetic, enthusiastic Rotaractors talking to me about how I can make Rotary more effective, more vibrant, more relevant, and yes, even more efficient. Because what I see in what you here in India do in Rotaract gives me great encouragement. It makes me believe that Rotary is going to be better tomorrow than it is today. There are those who say that you are our future. I am not one of those. I do not for a minute believe that you are our future. You are our now. It's incredibly important that we recognize, that we embrace you, that we work with you side by side, helping you with your projects, getting you to help Rotary with Rotary projects, and we all do it together. Because for all of us to succeed, it's important that we recognize each other, that we embrace each other, that we seize this wonderful opportunity to change for the better. So, once again, I ask you, who is the change? Oh, you can do better than that. Who is the change? Who? Yes, you are. And we are here to do everything we can to support you. But in that process, we need you to support us. Let's have a great conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Ron Burton. This brings to mind Martin Luther King's clarion call of "I have a dream." And then Gandhi says, "Be the change." Barack Obama says, "Yes, we can." And now we have Ron Burton's clarion call to District 3230. Can we hear it once again for Ron D. Burton? We are the change. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to invite two dignitaries to the dais to join us. Rotarian Satyam Bhatt from Rotary Club of Madras, and Mr. Sujit Kumar, who's going to give us our keynote speech today. They will be accompanied by Nilesh and Naresh to the dais. Visual introduction of Rotarian past President Satyam Bhatt. So can we have the AV, please? Now that makes us all say, could we all have been Rotaractors, considering that Rotaract was the keyword, buzzword for the day. I now invite Rotarian Satyam Bhatt to talk about My Rotaract to Rotary, the journey.
Good afternoon, good evening, all of you, particularly the Rotaractors. Many years ago I was like you, but I'll start by greeting the dignitaries on the dais. Rotary International President Ron, Rotary International Director PTP, the key man for today Nazar, DG Kanna, and many of the dignitaries, past district governors are all here. I like to go back to on memory lane to tell you how it started. Many years ago, when I was in school, I remember the master, Mr. D.S. Christian. He came to our class and said, who all would like to join as interactors? We had no clue what was interacting, but since many of my friends got involved, I said, okay, let me also join. And that's how the journey started. We were involved with some projects. It wasn't as demanding as it is today, but there were some good useful projects like traffic management, reaching out to some of the poor and the needy, but not as what we see today. There's been a sea change. Then in college, a little more, but the real excitement started when many years down the line, I was selected as a Rotary GSC team, Rotary Ambassadorial Scholar to do a course in England. Now, all that would not have happened but for the fact that earlier days where we served and we were involved with Rotary and the Rotarians. I know I have a very limited time span, but I'll try and put it very crisply to you as to what really makes for success. If today Rotary is doing well, it's because of all of you, as already been said. The youth is youth is power. If India has got an image in the world as an IT power, it's all because of you. Everybody knows that. The world by 2050, 1 in 4 is going to be an Indian, and they cannot wish you away. Let me tell you that. It is going to be imperative that we are going to be present everywhere. We meaning you all. So, when I came back after the UK program, which was for 1 year, I worked with the Times London. I was involved with the Rotarians there. And the club which sent me was the Rotary Club of Ambattur. Now, this is one of the best clubs in this district. Have fabulous projects, a great lineage, and I was inducted into the club. And within a span of 5 years, I joined Rotary in July 1995. And within a span of 5 years, I also became the president, 2000-2001. So it is to tell you all that it doesn't take many years to really climb, but you need to get involved, you need to be following what goes on and give your value in terms of what you can do. Not everybody has the same talent, everybody is different, but you need to have a team, you need to go along and make sure that your input is there and you bring value to whatever you're doing. From there I moved on. I've done tremendous work. Wherever there was a need, we have given our best, whether it was for the club or for the district. Rotary has been my life. I must tell you, it has changed my life. After I went to UK and came back, I was a different person. It wasn't what I was before. So Rotary has really brought about a tremendous change, and this is going out to all my young friends here, that please do not think that Rotary is only meant for senior people or people who are 45 plus or thing. Even you can go. Our club, the Rotary Club of Madras, has last year launched in DG Raja's period, the next generation club where the members are all below 30. So the movement has already started. I'm sure DG Khanna has made it more impacting by saying 5 more clubs are going to be launched. So it is a movement which is coming, and we need you. We need you. We need to integrate the young and the old so that the impact of Rotary continues and the public and the community at large get the benefit of it. I have a brief presentation which says what is required from each one of us, from all of you. What kind of qualities which make for success. Because I don't want to bore you with what I did as a Rotarian or what I did before that or what we did as a GAC team in Chicago, which was very recent as far as April, but a little bit of what you can take back in terms of motivation. So can I have that presentation, please? I can go to the next. That's a team photograph which we went. It was Karthik, who's a journalist in Deccan Chronicle, Ashwini Natesan, who's a lawyer, Kalesh Sellian, who's a multitasking expert, and Dr. Geeta Lakshmi is a stem cell researcher and a dentist. Yeah, next. As I told you, Rotary is an opportunity to serve. I've just broken down Rotary into what it needs from our end. We need to be responsible and respectful. We need to be opportune and optimistic. We need to be truthful and thankful. We need to have action backed by achievement. We need to be relevant, very important. We need to be relevant. We need to be reliable. When told, must get done. And of course, we need to be youthful, which is why we are all here, and yearning to make it happen. Yeah, next. Some of the maxims for success. Already a lot has been said about Mahatma Gandhi. He also said, be the change you wish to be. But I also would like to add, as you go along, everything won't be your way. There will be some difficulties. And what he said, second, also makes sense, that he who tries to please all will please none. So sometimes, if you think you are right, go ahead. Next slide, please. This is a very interesting thing, interesting photograph. A man with no hands, no legs, but he's playing golf. There's a saying in English, I complained of no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. But here's a man who has no hands and no feet, and yet he plays golf. So attitude determines altitude. How high you will go depends on your attitude. It is very important that you inculcate this in your daily lives. Next slide, please. Enthusiasm. Nothing works without enthusiasm. That's what Ralph Emerson has said. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. All this is possible because of the enthusiasm shown by all of you. Next slide. Planning. Planning is very essential in every walk of our life. Even this conference or any other conference is what you need to do. If you have 6 hours to chop a tree, spend 4 hours in sharpening the blade. Of course, today you can't chop a tree, you'll be arrested. But it's only here to give you the idea that you need to plan, and you've done a fantastic job. Next slide. This is Michael Jordan, all of you know, is a legend. He's said it, in order to succeed, you must be willing to fail. And I would like to quote Jordan here, which he says, I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I have been trusted to take the game's winning shot and missed. I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded. So, if there are setbacks, if there are obstacles, do not lose heart. Be at it, and you'll see success. Yeah, next slide, please. Action when required. Being effective is important, being efficient is also important, but when it comes to really evaluating it, being effective is more key. Yeah, next slide. Evaluation. See, whatever you've done, whether it's in Rotary or in your personal life or in your programs, please evaluate. Because that will motivate you to do better and better and better. Or if there's something going wrong, you will also see how to change. So anything that gets measured gets done. And this was told to me by a very senior Rotarian several years ago, and it has stuck. So I think if you can also remember any of this, you will really benefit out of it. Yeah, next slide. Yes, first impression matters. Voice of America many years ago used to say this every time, that you never get a second chance to make a first good impression. Whatever you're doing, I'm sure you know it, but make an effort so that you give your best the very first time. Don't allow compromises to come in because we are all busy. Sometimes you feel, okay, we'll do it better the next time. No, there's no second time. So you must do it the first time. And the youthful figure of Dhoni is there. He's done wonders for cricket in India, so I don't want to deliver. You need to work as a team. If Dhoni has been successful, it's not only because of his captainship, but because everybody's talent he's taken in, and that is shown in the results. The strength of the team is each individual member, and the strength of each member is the team. So you need to work as a team, and I'm sure when you go out into your professional lives, when you do a lot of work with Rotary, being a Rotarian, all this will come in handy. Next. This I saw when I was in England as